Cannabis Common Sense, the show that tells the truth about marijuana and the politics behind its prohibition.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Cannabis Common Sense. Our show is a production of the Hemp and Cannabis Foundation, or THCF, and our affiliated political committee, the Campaign for the Restoration and Regulation of Hemp. We have a great show for you tonight. Mr. Jim Matheson of the Herbivores and the Seattle Hemp Fest is here to play music along with our own Tim Pate. How are you guys doing? We have John Davis, also of the Seattle Hemp Fest crew. I think he's like the president or something like that.
Chairman of the board of directors.
Chairman of the board. Okay, just like Frank Sinatra.
Exactly.
Anyway, we've got some film clips we'll be showing you and taking viewer phone calls in just a few minutes. But first, we will bring on our infamous Dancing Cannabis Leaves.
Feel the force.
Okay, here is Jim Matheson and Tim Pate. How are you guys doing?
Thank you. We're doing good. I'm doing good. You doing good?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's play a little music. How about it?
This is a song about our favorite plant.
All right.
So fine, gonna love her forever, in and out of time, love will die never. Lord, she's so fine, gonna love her forever, forever and ever. When I first saw her, I knew the way she looked at me was like brand new. In her mind was a room with a view. I know she loves me and he ain't no fool. She's so fine, gonna love her forever, in and out of time, love will die never. Lord, she's so fine, gonna love her forever, forever and ever. That's how it is when you're in love. Her vibe, it hits you just like a drug. All the things you want to share with her, it's like nothing else matters. She's so fine, gonna love her forever, in and out of time, love will die never. Lord, she's so fine, gonna love her forever,
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Tim Pate and Jim Matheson. So we will be taking your phone calls. If you have any questions or comments, call us at 503-288-4448. So how are you doing? This is Mr. John Davis. How are you, John?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
Very well, very well. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So you're the chairman of the board of the Seattle Hemp Fest. You know, I know we worked together last year.
Yeah. And
so,
I'm the vice president. Vivian McPeace.
Vivian's the president. Okay. Well,
and I would never think to depose him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Hey, Viv.
We even have a little product here, Seattle Hemp Fest Coffee. So this is
Hemp Fest Coffee.
Hemp Fest Coffee.
A
drug of choice.
It is our drug of choice.
Second on the list.
Well, you know, the one we admit to. No, this is a joint venture that we're doing with
a joint venture.
Yeah. I like that.
That. It should be nice. It's very nice coffee. Very good roast.
Yeah.
Try
I know you had a booth at the Hemp Fest last year, and it went over pretty well. I think
right
that was one of the first places they'd sold it, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. We debuted it at last year's Hemp Fest, and did very well. We're planning on doing even better this year.
So I heard they established kind of a membership for Hemp Fest people.
Yes, we're doing our membership program for the first time, and we are kicking it off on the 20th of this month, February 20th, Columbia City Theater. That's in downtown Seattle. And we're doing a number of things. It's a membership event, so you get in free with your membership. And you get to go to all our little shindigs we're throwing together. $25, not bad for a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
You meet the movers and shakers of the movement. Get to talk about our favorite plant. In some levels, you get some freebies like some shirts, etc. And the best feature is you get to cut the line. We've got a special members entrance at the Seattle Hemp Fest, which we sometimes get a little bit of flack for the amount of time it takes to get in, but we're a very popular event.
Yeah. How many people did they say last year?
Did they say last year?
How many do you say?
I would not deign to comment on that one. We get hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. Okay, we have a caller. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Hi.
Howdy.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment about since the Southeast Precinct got closed down, they've been kind of doing stuff really undercover, really weird stuff with the law enforcement, often corrupt, and they've done tactics like they don't use their radios, they use cell phones. They don't give tickets. They take people's money and their cannabis and their stuff, their property. They don't give tickets.
That isn't actually an arrest. That's what you call fleecing.
Yeah,
you know, that's where they get free stash.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they look at and say, this is good stuff, right? I had that happen. Oh, this is good stuff. We're not charging you, but get out here and don't come back.
Yeah,
right?
and
I've had that happen.
They try and make people do a little thing called flip. Well, they do that to about 70% of all cannabis-related, drug-related crimes, and most of those are not cannabis-related because people on cannabis don't like to screw other people who use cannabis. But yeah, that's a little bit off the point. But yeah, they pretty much are using the no precinct in the area to have little things like up on like 50th and Hawthorne that don't even have a signage or anything. It's just they're leasing a building up on 50th and Hawthorne that has
that's been there for years, on and off.
Yeah, and
it's a community policing office, they call it.
Yeah, and they run around and do whatever they want pretty much. But yeah, it has to stop. It's ridiculous. They're going after directly cannabis. All the things, drug tests, they only go after cannabis because everything else runs out in a couple of days. All of the stuff goes directly to cannabis. It's not trying to go after heroin. It's not trying to go after cocaine. It's not trying to go after alcohol.
Well, hardly anybody uses those, you know. Yeah. So there's a lot more people to fleece when you go after cannabis. That's for sure. Well, listen, what we're trying to do is end marijuana prohibition and give the police real jobs and make them go after thieves and burglars and people who
definitely.
hurt things and people.
Yeah,
so.
and all I'm trying to say is we need to get people in office that aren't backed by Zbigniew Brzezinski and all of the people that were exactly behind Bush and Clinton and everyone since FDR. So yeah,
I agree. That's a big job, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, but
all
we
right?
need to get somebody who's got a mind behind their between their shoulders. But yeah, thanks for what you're doing.
Thank you. Thanks for your call. If you're out there and you have a question for us tonight, call us at 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-4448. Now, Jim, you've been working with the Seattle Hemp Fest for many years as well.
Absolutely.
And playing it since the beginning.
Yeah.
You've been going through some hassles that you wanted to talk about. Not hassles, but prosecution and persecution down in Northern California.
Yes.
What would you like to tell our audience about that?
Well, in Siskiyou County, California, it seems as though the people down there are under siege. They took me out in 2006. I had a medical garden, and in my medical garden, I had the proper number of plants. I had a county sheriff down there. He inspected the place. Didn't find any problem with it. Very friendly to me. Told me how to take care of certain things that they wanted done. And basically inspected us, and then we were all good to go. And then came in with a warrant and busted us and pretended as if they'd never met us. And this was in 2006, and I was in there the other day. Supreme Court made a decision a few weeks ago that threw out the weight limits.
Yeah, the California Supreme Court.
Yes, and I was within the weight limits, but even with that, they said any other excuse, anything to keep the case going. So now I have another motion hearing, another few months down the road, and in June they're talking about taking me to trial in June. It's been going like this for the last couple of years. It just they make a motion, something comes up.
So it's been going on 4 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's been hell.
Yeah.
And it's hell down there for a lot of people, and I hear a few things happening in Oregon too that aren't very pleasant. But thing is I guess what I'm saying is be very careful out there. Even if you think you're following the laws to the letter, even if you think the local sheriff or whatever's on your side, you can't depend on that. You really have to watch yourself closely. I'd say if you're a patient, grow under the amount somewhat, because these guys they'll take any small excuse and run with it.
That's right. We have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on our show.
Hey, where do I get clones at? I just got my card earlier last month, and I need to get some clones.
It's good to ask fellow patients, anyone else who has a medical marijuana garden. There is a twice a month meeting put on by Oregon Normal on the second and fourth Saturday of each month. You have to become a member of Oregon Normal, and then you can go to those meetings on a twice a month basis. And people such as myself and many others give away clones there as they're available. And that's one source. There'll probably be more available in the near future, but for now, it's best if patients help each other. Okay. So you can go to other patients and trade clones and do things like that. It's legal for you as a patient to buy the clones or your medicine any place you can get it from on the black market, but the person who's selling it's breaking the law. However, they probably already know that. Any other question?
What is that strain you got on the table?
I don't know. Gosh, that's a good question. What is that strain? Granddaddy Purple. It's very, very aromatic.
Granddaddy Grape Ape?
Granddaddy Purple.
Oh, okay.
And so I think, as we often say here, we wish you guys had smell-o-vision. But, if you could smell it, it's kind of got a cotton candy kind of smell to it. But Granddaddy Purple, there it is.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So if you're out there and you have a question for us, call us at 503-288-4448.
Or if you have a pipe.
Yeah. Our vaporizer. I prefer a vaporizer myself.
Vaporizer works.
Yeah. That's my inhalation.
See anything you like,
Jim? Yeah. There's a little
it's
you
got
look
some
at
big
it there.
trichomes on it.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So anyway, you were down there, and they're going to make you come back over and over again, Jim. And
Yes,
they keep hoping maybe you don't show up, so they can.
Yeah, they're hoping that
that you
I've
came
never
in
been
and
in trouble in my life,
Mm-hmm.
ever. And, they're hoping that I get in trouble, apparently, so that they can take the lie and build on it a little bit. Because that's what they got. It was all legal. I followed every rule. I had underweight. Even the judge said I had underweight, but the prosecutor then switched their story to say that if that's the case, that marijuana is, they said that I had 57 pounds, including the leaf. So they wanted the leaf, and I didn't give them. I said that I just burned this in the stove. They said, you got to bag it and take it to the dump. So I said, you got to be kidding. They said, no, that's fine. Everything will be okay.
So they told you to take your leaf,
Yes.
which you were going to burn.
Yes.
And they told you to bag it up for
Bag
them
it up,
so they
take it
could
to the
come
dump.
and arrest you for it.
They showed up a few days later, and the leaves were in the bags, and I
That's
was
part
charged
of the 57 pounds that
That's
you're
what they're
charged with.
saying, but it's still
Hey, was
leaf.
it dry or wet, or do you know?
It was dry. I was burning it.
Yeah,
so I could burn it. But it's not, it's the way the law reads it, only the
usable
manicured buds, dried, are admissible by the California 215.
The problem is that they're used to everyone pleading out. They'll
right.
come down and they'll say, yeah, you have 57 pounds.
That's right.
And it'll scare the living hell out of most people.
Right.
You're
That's
looking
right.
at doing federal time. You're looking at doing mandatory minimums, and of course you're going to take the plea. The plea. The problem is once you're in,
It's plea or flee. Is
it's
that what
both. It's a plea.
Well, anyway,
Fight or flight.
The prosecutor down there said basically this, that as far as she was concerned, that if only the bud was admissible, then the leaf was inadmissible. And inadmissible meant to her that it's inadmissible. You can't possess it.
Oh, that's not what
That's
inadmissible
literally
means.
the way she interpreted the law. That's why this kept going forward.
Inadmissible means
And she
that they
refused.
can't enter it
The
into court.
the judge's jaw dropped. Everybody's jaw dropped, and she just went right on. No, we're going to carry this on. And
Well, the
Jim,
problem
I
is
know
they've
it's
never gone to trial with one of these because everyone pleads
That's
out.
right.
They're not used to it.
yeah, that's true. And I'm going to go to trial with them someday.
It's kind of like the case that happened with the Olsons in Kitsap County.
Yeah.
The wife finally caved in and took a plea bargain, even though she wasn't guilty. Her husband was the first one to take it all the way to trial in Kitsap County, Washington. He was thereby acquitted. We have another caller, though. Hello, caller. You're on the show. Howdy. Turn that TV down, and we'll get feedback from you.
Oh.
You have any question?
Oh. Yes, I was wondering,
Okay. Never
when
mind.
your cannabis is confiscated by police, what is done with it? Do they smoke it or what?
That's a good question.
Man, that's a $64,000 question.
Usually, it's hard to say. I would say a good portion of it goes back on the black market or goes out to their friends. But technically, they're supposed to destroy it. However, I don't think that happens in most cases. I think that what they destroy is a lot less. Yeah, well, that's one way of consuming it for sure. But that's a good question, and that's one we often wonder about.
I was also wondering about your coffee.
Well, it's right here. It's HempFest coffee. Let's go to
what does it do for you?
www.hempfest coffee. There it is. www.hempfest HEMPFEST coffee.com. You'll find out more. It's organic free trade coffee.
Contains no
looks pretty
THC.
dang.
It's 100% smoking coffee. Seattle Hemp Fest is ground zero for the national cannabis reform movement. So there you have it. Thanks for your question. If you're out there in...
I'd like to comment.
Please.
We'd like to, very soon, we hope to be distributing HempFest coffee around Oregon here. It's just a short matter of time. We're just getting up and running right now, and look for it soon locally.
And the internet's pretty darn local. Could you sell it through the internet?
Not yet, but we will get this up and running. We've just introduced this, and
All right.
We will very soon.
That's right.
So what are the most recent developments outside of the membership drive with the Seattle Hemp Fest?
Well, Seattle Hemp Fest is nearing into our 20th year. Our 20th year will be 2011. So we're gearing up with some things. Can't make any formal announcements yet, but we were just talking with some very exciting major acts. to come down, and excited for them to play, and also excited to hang out with them. But we're going to have, once again, 6 stages. We're going to be a little larger this time, as we're going to take our shoots all the way out to the street. The other exciting change is that for the first time we're going to go to 3 days. So we'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we're going to be having a very nice VIP party on Friday night.
I never make that because I'm here doing the TV show.
No, this is
night.
different. This is going to be, well, maybe we'll bring it down here if that's the case.
Bring it down here.
Hey, we could do a remote.
I was thinking maybe we try that someday. We got a few people trained on remote, but
Yeah.
it's a long way to. I don't know who broadcast it from there.
Well, we could figure something out. But we're right there in the main tent, the Hemposium tent, in the park for the first time. We're going to have a VIPs for actually VIP members and speakers and movers and shakers of the movement. So it's a great place to network and meet the people that you may have read about or heard on the radio. Or it's going to be a very nice event.
Right.
We're doing it upright.
Good. Well, the Seattle Hemp Fest has been leading the way with huge number of people. I think it's hundreds of thousands to say the least. And that makes it the largest pro-marijuana reform event in the world, doesn't it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
how do you get that ticket? VIP?
Oh,
How's this?
the VIP, go on to thank you for asking, Jim, www.hempfest.org, and look on memberships. And the VIP membership, I believe, is $150, but that gets you special entry to the event. It gets you to the VIP party. It gets you some shirts. It gets you a tour of the backstage. It's really, for $150, come on.
That's not too bad. So we have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on our show.
Are you there?
We are here.
We're here.
I just want to say I really like your guys' show. I watch it every week. Great show. But
Thank
I
you.
have some killer white Russian here. I was wondering if I could come down to the studio and burn some with you all.
Well, we can't burn it in the studio, but we can certainly look at it and smell it and that kind of
We'll go
stuff.
for a
But
ride.
we generally can't burn things in our studio. They won't let us do that here. But
Well, I just want to give a shout out to Tally Cab, and thanks for your show, guys.
Hey, you're
all right,
welcome.
thanks for the call. Thanks for the offer. Anyway, give us a call tonight at 503-288-4448. We'll be taking your calls for a little bit longer here and see what we can do. So you don't know? Do you know who any of the acts you can say are lined up for this year yet?
No, we have an entertainment committee, and the entertainment committee would kill me if I were to speculate on things they hadn't.
No
voted on.
speculation.
Yeah,
I
no
just wonder
speculation.
if you had anything confirmed. that
No,
you
no,
could
no. But
announce
we've
or
got some.
say.
It's going to be some interesting acts we're talking to.
Good.
Some people that have been before, but some that are brand new.
The herbivores will be there.
The herbivores certainly
And
will
Tim
be there.
Payne will be
I will
opening
be
the
there.
stage.
I will be there, opening up again.
One of the greatest things I see every year is Tim get on the stage, because that tells me it means it's starting.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Well, we're pretty excited. We have a series of benefits coming up in the latter half of April,
Yes, we do.
where John Trudell and his band Bad Dog are going to tour Oregon and do a 6-city benefit tour for us. Of course, we'll have one on 420. We'll be running from April 16th through April 26th. And we might have some surprise guests. John Trudell is well known in the music community, has a lot of friends, and we'll see if any of them manage to show up and help out. But he's good enough for us, and we'll be doing a benefit here in Portland on Saturday the 26th. And we haven't really lined up our April 20th show, the 420 show, but that's a Tuesday night. Not the best night, but it'll work for us. It's 420, so.
If you can't get out on 420 on a Tuesday night, you've got to reconsider your life.
Right.
Too many meetings.
So stay tuned for more information on that. We're pretty excited about it. And so, you're saying, okay, you've got some things lined up for 2011. What if marijuana's legal by then? That'll be a real celebration party, right? I mean,
exactly. That's the plan.
Are you guys working with the Sensible Washington movement and the drive there,
Yes.
starting up there? What can you tell us about that?
Well, we're a 501c3. Seattle Events, a nonprofit corporation, produces Seattle Hemp Fest as a 501c3, so we can't do any direct lobby. But
well,
we are.
I can tell you as an expert on 501c3s that you can support issue initiatives and petition campaigns. In fact, you can even spend up to 15% of your revenue on initiative and issue campaigns. You just can't spend a penny on candidate campaigns. Okay. So you can support and publicly campaign for and even put up to 15% of your funds into an initiative or petition campaign. So now
if that's the case, then we support it. No, we have to waiting for our lawyers' okay on it. But of course, it's an
I'm an
issue
expert
that's
on
near and
it.
dear
I can
to
tell
our
you.
heart. Okay.
You definitely can. Our nonprofit is putting money into our campaign, the Oregon Cannabis Tax Act campaign, to tax and regulate and sell marijuana to adults and end adult marijuana prohibition and restore industrial hemp. If you guys want to find out more about that, you can go to cannabistaxact.org. That's cannabistaxact.org. We just are in the process of getting our petitions qualified. We haven't started the petition drive. I think that's about the same stage it is in Washington as well with Sensible Washington. But we know that in California, they are on the ballot with the Tax Cannabis 2010 petition that was put forward by Richard Lee and the folks at Oaksterdam in good old Oakland, California. So you can find out more about that one at taxcannabis.org.
Yeah, so no matter what happens in November, we're going to have some interesting election results to watch.
That's exactly right. We'll see.
We'll
have medical in at least Arizona and South Dakota. And so those votes are coming up, and the full legalization in California for sure, and probably here in Oregon and maybe in Washington.
Yep.
So we'll have a lot to talk about, especially a lot, I'm hoping a lot to celebrate at the Hemp Fest of 2011.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Those artists there will be able to celebrate a new age of freedom.
That was actually what we were going to unveil at 2011 was legalization, but now that you spoiled the surprise.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, who knew? But I'm working hard to make it legal on January 1st, 2011, right here in the great state of Oregon, and that's what our petition would do. And it also addresses all the issues surrounding industrial hemp. So if we're able to pass our bill, it will put Oregon on the cutting edge of exciting developments for hemp biodiesel, hemp products. We have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on our show. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
There you are.
You're there.
Hello.
Hello. You said hello.
Hello.
You lost me at hello.
Did you want to say anything outside of hello?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I had a simple question.
Oh, good.
It's in regards to the use of marijuana and the Social Security. I'm on disability, and I have several very painful disabilities, and I use marijuana as opposed to any of the narcotics.
Smart man.
Yeah.
What is the federal standing on this?
Well, if you have a disability award, having a medical marijuana permit is not going to affect that at all. We have helped several tens of thousands of people, at least 20,000 people on disability all across the United States get medical marijuana permits. Now, some of the judges who issue those awards, if they find out you have medical marijuana, they might decide not to approve your claim. However, once your claim's been approved, they can't go back and retroactively remove it for having a state medical marijuana permit. So you're pretty well protected if you already have your award and you're getting your monthly payment. If you're living in subsidized housing, if you're in the state of Oregon, then you can grow medical marijuana for yourself. You can't be a caregiver or grow for more than just yourself. But that's been adjudicated pretty well here in Oregon. So as a Social Security benefit recipient, you're protected once you have been awarded your disability status. So I hope that helps.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry. Be happy.
Yes, that helps a lot.
Good, good. Yeah, and most of the doctors who approve medical marijuana, that's completely private. They're not going to tell anyone without your permission. I know in our case, we require both written and verbal permission. And a lot of times we get requests from people who are going through the Social Security system or trying to get awarded a Social Security disability award. And they honestly tell them that, yes, our doctor was one of the doctors they've seen, but knowing about medical marijuana doesn't benefit your Social Security application, so we generally ignore those and tell the people who are authorizing that they shouldn't authorize that information to be disclosed for their disability consideration. Anyway, we have a film clip, and we'll be back in just a second after you see this, so stay tuned. It won't be long.
If you slept through high school civics class, now's the time to wake up. Here's why. If you give up your rights, as many people naively do during police encounters, these rights can no longer protect you. In the scene you just watched, Darrell and his friends waived their rights repeatedly, without even knowing it. The rights that protect you during police encounters come directly from the Bill of Rights, which is the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. When the Founding Fathers created a new government in 1789, they were keenly aware of the dangers posed by unchecked government power. That is why they added a Bill of Rights. There are 3 amendments in particular that today play the biggest role in protecting you during police encounters. The 4th Amendment states in part that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. The 5th Amendment states in part that no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. The 6th Amendment states in part that in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. Let's check back with Darrell and his friends. They're on the way to the concert again, but let's see how things could go very differently when Darrell exercises his constitutional rights.
Oh, look, we've got a fan.
Oh, crap.
Oh, this really sucks.
Listen, everybody be cool and put up your windows. We were probably just speeding. Let me do all the talking and everything will be fine. Got it?
Okay.
Troy, are you with me? Remember, let me do all the talking, all right?
You're the man.
Good afternoon, officer. Why'd you pull me over?
Do you know why I pulled you over?
I don't know, officer. That's why I asked.
You were speeding. I clocked you at 50. Could I see your license and registration, please?
No problem. Could you get my registration out of the glove box?
I think it's really close to the top. Really. Down.
Darrell, do you know what the speed limit is on this road? Speed limit is 30. I clocked you at 50, which means you were going 20 miles per hour over the speed limit. Did you know that I could arrest you for driving that fast?
Officer, how can I help?
All right, I need everyone to step out of the car, please.
Why, officer?
Step out of the car now! Why'd you lock your car? Don't you think your car's safe here?
Habit. Are you detaining us, officer, or are we free to go now?
Mr. Borden, can I see your car keys, please?
Why?
Need to give your car a look to make sure you don't have anything you're not supposed to have. You don't have anything to hide, do you?
No, officer. I don't consent to any searches, sir.
According to this registration, this isn't even your car. Is your name Mary?
This is my sister's automobile, sir. I'm sure she wouldn't want her car searched either, sir.
Look, smart guy. I want you to listen to me very closely. You have 2 choices. You can either make things better, or you can make things worse for yourself. If you cooperate with me, I'll help you. Do you understand me? If you choose not to cooperate with me, I can't help you. You'll have to wait here for the police dogs to come and tear your car apart. if the dogs find anything you're not supposed to have, I'm going to throw your ass in a jail cell overnight with some very bad men who would love to do some very bad things to two skinny boys like you two. Do you understand your choice?
Officer, are we free to go now?
Okay, lawyer boy, you've made your choice. We're going to have to take this to the next level now. You stay right here. Mr. Borden, here's your speeding ticket. Drive safely and don't let me pull you over again.
Thank you, officer. Have a nice day.
So that is an excerpt from the American Civil Liberties Union production called Busted. I think they've come out with a sequel since then. We play that in our offices as we orient patients to their rights when they're receiving medical marijuana permits. And boy, I've heard that what very bad men are going to do to you skinny little boys way too many times. I got to tell you, I've probably heard that thing like 10,000 times. It's just a nightmare hearing that thing over and over again. But
is the second one called Busted again?
Huh?
The second one called Busted again?
Yeah, Busted Part 2 or something like that. Hey, if you're out there and you have a question for us, call us at 503-288-4488. Yeah, 4448. That's it. 503-288-4448. We have another caller. Hi, caller. You're on the show.
Evening, gentlemen.
Howdy.
I just saw on MSNBC just a few minutes ago on the crawler across the bottom of the screen, they were saying that California researchers have verified the medicinal value of medical cannabis.
All right.
I don't know if you had that on your show.
I have not heard this recent news. If it's there are tons of different researchers that are investigating medicinal cannabis, and almost all of those studies show it has a wide range of medical benefits.
And I'd say to those doctors, welcome to the 5th millennium BC.
Really? Exactly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, thanks. That's always a good thing. No, you know, the media is changing their tune after all these years. You hear more and more things that are positive. I think I heard somebody on CNN the other day, smoke them if you got them, he said to everybody in the crowd. And that was, you know, I don't think we would have heard any anchor on any news production say that just a few years back.
This is true, although Craig Ferguson's show, Late Night, it's an open joke, you know, as far as marijuana. And it's becoming more so as people realize the myth, the lies. And we just have to talk to people about all the other things that hemp can do.
Yeah, yeah. That's really, you know, once we legalize marijuana and then restore hemp to its rightful place in our economy, hemp's going to change the way our economy runs, with biodiesel, with food, with fiber for paper and building materials. It'll help establish a lot of green industries, pardon the pun, and, you know, change the whole way the economy works. You know, we've talked about it many times, but instead of shipping all our money to the Arab sheiks to buy oil, our farmers are going to get that money for pressing the seed. And, you know, that's the way it should be. It'll keep it in the local economy, and that's going to help everybody. So we look forward to that.
Prohibition cannot survive education.
Amen.
Boy, and that's what we're here to do, is to educate and encourage you to educate your family, friends, community, everyone you can about the benefits of cannabis and hemp. Thanks for your call.
Have a good night, guys.
You too. If you have a call, we got about 18, 19 minutes left. You can call us at 503-288-4448. It's 503-288-4448. So, Jim, you got to go back and face those dirty dogs again in June. So another motion hearing?
sometime toward the end of the May. I haven't got the exact dates yet, but toward the end of May they're going to do a motion hearing. They were trying to straighten their calendar out.
Yeah, you should have some motions to dismiss based
I
on
would
the
think
Supreme
so.
Court's ruling.
I would think so.
A few different ways.
Well, you know, we're fairly surprised. Ed Denson, a very popular attorney down in Humboldt County, California. He does a show on K-Mud and Redway, and he says he's never had a case like it. Never.
He's your attorney?
Yes, my attorney. He says this is Siskiyou County is very unusual. They never give up for some reason, even when they don't have a case. And we don't feel that they have a case. I mean, you know, don't really have a case, but I guess if they can convince the jury that leaves are inadmissible and make that work,
inadmissible means you can't admit them, right?
Exactly. I mean,
doesn't
you know,
seem like that's an argument to continue the case. If
It's
anything,
not.
it's an argument to drop the case.
Well, then there's the thing about the numbers. I had some cuttings, but I had 11 papers and 11 patients, and I had the right amount of cuttings, and there shouldn't have been any problem with any of it. But it seems to they're very attracted to those. They think that I had a few plants still hanging, and so with the number of cuttings, that I might have been over something like this. But I my
I
lawyer
just
doesn't
encourage
think
you to
that's
keep fighting and go to trial, and the more of us that do that, the sooner Babylon will fall. You know.
Well,
I
hope I have good support at the trial, and I do believe I will.
Yeah, we'll be there. Reminds me of what Bob Marley said: "The more a man smokes ganja, the more Babylon falls."
That's true.
And so it kind of opens your eyes to that kind of the ridiculousness of the whole drug prohibition.
Yeah,
So,
you know.
and as more and more of us stand up, as the Seattle Hemp Fest is the premier venue for that in the world. What was the other saying we heard back in the 60s? People united can never be defeated.
That's
so we
right.
just have to unite and
there it is.
Make our voice known and take over the political system. I think that's...
we need to start a hemp fest in Siskiyou County.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Basically.
Now in Seattle, you've got the prosecutor now who's dropped all marijuana cases, or at least possession cases, right?
Mr. Holmes, yes, he has. Good guy. I'm looking forward to him being our city attorney. You know, one of the things that we've really had as a takeaway from HempFest, one of the best things that we have managed to do is work within the system, like you're talking about. And the more you work with the police and the fire and the fiefdoms, the Department of Transportations, the sanitation, all those little things, the more that they realize that this myth that a marijuana consumer is a degenerate is the Chamber of Commerce, all that stuff. And when they realize that they can actually make money by us filling the hotels, the restaurants, and everything.
So the Seattle Hemp Fest is a huge economic bonanza for the whole city, like Bumbershoot, which is another big
there's some dispute onto exactly what the numbers are, but clearly one of the things that we're able to show is we are amongst the largest, if not the largest event in Seattle. We have the most out-of-town attendance of any other festival in Seattle. Therefore, we use more hotels than anything else. And the city realizes this. And, all those agencies, once they get to know you and realize that you're not out there to end civilization, you're just a person that disagrees with standing up for your rights, the more they come to your side. And you'll get them come up and they'll do the whisper, I had a brownie once in the 60s,
Right. Good point. We do have another caller. Hello, caller, you're on the show.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Oh, hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Just making a little dinner. I had a quick question for you guys. Basically, I've been smoking for a little while now, and I've been having a lot of lung issues, and I wanted to find out with you guys maybe some recommendations to maybe remedy that problem in the mornings. I seem to be coughing up a lot of lung funk.
I was in that exact same boat after smoking for about 30 years, back about 8 years ago, and I found a vaporizer that worked very well for me, and it's an alternative to smoking. It forces hot air through cannabis, and instead of burning the cannabis, it vaporizes the active oils and resins in the cannabis in a smokeless vapor. When you inhale vapor from a vaporizer, 100% of it is medicinal compounds. They've shown that 96% is THC, 2% CBD, there's 1% each of two different aromatic hydrocarbons or terpenes. All of those are very powerful antioxidants that stop cancer. And when you smoke cannabis, only about 10% of what you inhale are those medicinal compounds, and you're getting the byproducts of combustion. Also, when you smoke through a water pipe, according to a study out of Cambridge, 75% of the medicine's destroyed before you can inhale it. When you smoke through a pipe, 60% of the medicine's destroyed before you can inhale it. And when you smoke a cigarette or joint, that's the most efficient way to smoke. And still 50% of the medicine is destroyed in the burning process and turned into tars and byproducts of combustion like carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, and have no medicinal usefulness. However, you know, the bronchitis can be ended easily by switching to a vaporizer. After I switched to a vaporizer, after 30 years of smoking, the cough went away, the mucus in the morning went away, and the wheezing at night went away. The vaporizer is just really a good way to do it, and I really prefer it. And after you vaporize it, you can still consume what's left over orally and still get a pretty good dose of CBD, which is good for pain and spasms and seizures.
Well, what I've been doing is I've just been, smoking the poles and taking dong hits, and it's been causing a lot of spunk to come out in the morning, and it's been, really painful.
I understand. Well, like I said, I had that same effect. You know, there's a huge study.
Poles in the past?
I didn't quite hear what you said.
I was asking, from your experience, had you had experience with, lung problems with the dong hits?
I think I said it pretty well, that vaporization is definitely going to eliminate any bronchitis associated with smoking. And so until I had stopped smoking and started using a vaporizer, I had a bronchitis. And a huge study out of Kaiser Permanente back about 2003 looked at 120,000 marijuana smokers and 70,000 non-smokers, and found the only thing that marijuana smokers were more likely to have was bronchitis. They don't have any more accidents per se, less cancers than people who don't use marijuana, and the real most dangerous effect is bronchitis, a bad cough. So if you're out there, we got about 5 or 6 minutes left. You can call us at 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-4448. If you're out there and you're anywhere across the United States, from sea to shining sea, we know doctors who can help people get medical marijuana permits. So if you or a loved one are looking for help to obtain a medical marijuana permit, I urge you to call us. Here in the Portland area, you can call us at 503-235-4606. That's 503-235-4606. Anywhere else in the United States, you can call us at 1-800-723-0188. That's 1-800-723-0188. We literally have dozens of doctors, hundreds in the state of California, who can help you get a medical marijuana permit. We'd be happy to direct you to those folks. So there you have it. There's another plug.
Yeah.
So
we can go back to the coffee, too.
You want to talk about coffee?
Oh, yeah.
HempFestCoffee.com.
Can we get a close-up?
Another one. There it is. Thanks, Dana. We get a close-up of this, too.
So just so everybody can remember out there, Seattle
guy
Hemp
wants
Fest
to talk about dongs, I guess.
Seattle Hemp Fest is always the third weekend in August, since nobody said what the dates were. And following that, the hemp stock here in Portland is always the second weekend of September.
September 11th and 12th this year, I believe.
September 11th and 12th. So don't forget, put those dates on your calendar. You will not regret being at either one of those events.
And remember, www.hempfest.org for all information about Seattle Hemp Fest. And we usually co-brand with a lot of our friends, so you could usually find out a lot of other information as well.
We were very proud in last year's HempFest to be the main sponsor, where we got the tagline.
We were proud to have you.
Hopefully we'll be able to do that again this year.
Oh, yeah.
Time will tell. So we have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Howdy.
Hey.
Yeah, I have glaucoma, and my doctor told me to do whatever I was doing to keep the glaucoma down, and I told him I would, and it's kept the glaucoma in good standing.
Yeah, it lowers intraocular pressure, and it makes the other medicines more effective for a longer period of time. So you don't have to switch to more powerful pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, I quit pharmaceuticals for glaucoma about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. So you just take cannabis? Do you take it through smoking or through ingestion?
I smoke it and I eat it.
Uh-huh.
And
we generally recommend that patients with glaucoma eat cannabis because the CBD in cannabis works longer when eaten. And you can even eat just the leaf itself for CBD. You don't have to have the THC for the lowering of blood pressure, the fact that your blood pressure goes down and your intraocular pressure goes down is a big benefit from CBD.
I like chewing on the stems.
That too.
Yeah.
It's good for your breath usually.
It is. Thank you very much.
Not as good as better than scope. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Thanks for your comment there. So, what's the next step in the Seattle HempFest saga? Can you say?
Onward and upward. We're now 1.5 miles long.
How many stages?
6 stages.
6 stages.
We added a comedy stage for the first time last year, and had a very good array of comedians. We're planning something special there. Damn Entertainment Committee won't let me tell you what it is. Okay.
Hopefully, as we get closer, the announcements will be made.
Oh yes, and we're going to 3 days. What's in the future? HempFest month.
Mm-hmm.
And then we take every park in Seattle as we outgrow each subsequent one until we're completely citywide. It'll take a few years.
I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
That'll be a big event.
And for all groups out there, bands, musicians that are in the range of this, if you want to play Seattle HempFest, go to hempfest.org and click on performers and submit your music to us, and we'll take a listen to it, and it's a possibility you could get in.
And I will attest to the fact that the Entertainment Committee does listen to it all. They spend hours and hours, which is one of the reasons I'm not on the Entertainment Committee.
Yeah, 700 demos last year. We're expecting maybe 900 or 1,000 this year.
Yeah, but we have 3 days this year, so we actually have more spots.
3 days, 6 stages. You need a lot of entertainers.
And a lot of great bands are submitting their material, so it's going to be a great show. No doubt.
Yeah. Ironically enough, we turn away more than you would think that it would be hard to fill all 6 stages, but we turn away some really good bands actually because we get a lot of great submissions.
Yeah, we probably turned away 100 great bands last year.
Yeah, I know.
That's great. Was there anything you guys like to say in closing? We've got to wrap it up, and we're going to have Jim jump back over with Tim Pate to play some music. Is there anything you want to say in closing, Jim?
Yeah. Be careful out there. The world's still a little bit crazy, and we got a lot of work to do, so let's get it done.
Amen. What about you, John?
I would go along with Jim. Remember that police are people, and that right now there are police that, are still with that old school mentality. Watch out for them. But there's a lot of, increasingly, there's more and more good out there. I'd like to say, remember to go to Seattle HempFest, the largest HempFest, largest cannabis event in the world. You'll have a great time. 1.5 miles long. It's unbelievable. It's like nothing you've ever seen. Also, that's www.hempfest.org. VIP memberships online, Friday night party, and another shameless plug, drink HempFest coffee.
All right. Well, I want to thank you folks for watching another exciting edition of Cannabis Common Sense. And as we like to say these days, no more legalize. It's time to legalize and restore industrial hemp. So good night. Yeah. Thanks. Tim Pate.
This little ditty's
Jim Matson.
going out to our caller, Mr. Jones.
Wait.
Where you going?
If we start moving around out here, this
Mr. Jones, where you gonna go now, Mr. Jones? Well, I wonder, can you keep up with Mr. Jones? That man got so many vices, but he's got no control. So where you going, Mr. Jones? Where you gonna go now, Mr. Jones? He ain't got time for tea. He got to stay busy to keep up with his Jones. You know that man must be dizzy. So where you going, Mr. Jones? He turned to me and he said, he's just trying to make his connection. He wants to pick his selection. Try to avoid detection. Continue down his regression. Where you going, Mr. Jones? And Mrs. Jones. George Jones.
See you next week, folks.